Sunday. How is everybody doing? I put my hat on today and I thought, you know what? It's kind of making me want to do a video about things, signs that let you know that you're trapped in a prison of dyeing your hair. And one of them happens to be hats. Have always been a hat person. Like, I love hats. And what I noticed was when you are somebody that your hair is going gray at very early, like at 19, you will reach for that hat as your cover up in between your dye jobs. So where before I started dyeing my hair, I would wear all these like fun hats. Then I would only wear the hat when I was having the roots. And so then I had this kind of a negative kind of thing where like I literally was never wearing hats unless I was gonna have to color my hair. Well, then another really weird thing happened is that when my hair was getting really, really thin, I was finding that I was wearing my hat all the time because I didn't want anybody to see how thin my hair was. And that was like a whole nother thing where I would take a shower and then get my hair all ready and do everything that I could to make it look as best as I thought I could make it look. And then it never failed. I would go and get a hat and put a hat on. And so then I was like kind of sad about hats again. So, you know, I wanted hats to be fun again, like how they were when I was growing up. You wore them when you wanted to and to accentuate your outfit or add some kind of flair. And so when I realized that I was wearing some sort of hat all the time, maybe there's something else going on here. Not good, because wearing a hat on all the time is not good for hair loss as well, because you're adding more pressure onto you're putting that pressure of the hat. Kind of like when you wear a ponytail all day and then you take the ponytail out, you can feel that. Same thing with a hat head. You can kind of have that same thing that happens. And so now I can't even tell you how I'm back to how it was when I was 18 years old. I don't think about it. I just grab a hat, and it's actually more fun now because I can try different styles of hats, where before I kind of only had certain hats because they were kind of like the cover-up hat, if that makes sense. They weren't so much the fun hats. I have a tiny head, so sometimes it's hard for me to find hats that actually work. But when I do, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my hat. And I've got a lot of hats. I love hats. And so I just wanted to, you know, kind of throw that out there. That might be a sign that you're in a prison, is when you find yourself just always reaching for your hat without even a thought. And again, it goes back to that where you think it's, you know, not just for the hair color, but it's also for the hair loss. And so now I am happy to say that I am back to wearing the fun hats, and I'm loving my transition. I am 3 years, this is day old hair, and I am so thankful. Let's see if I can turn around here. We can do a side. You know, and I know that a lot of the gray-haired ladies will kind of do the whole like, this is always the big thing. My earring's kind of thick and it's in the way, but when you're looking through your hair like this, you could see right through it. And so now I don't know, it's a night and day. Like, if you are somebody that always loved your young hair and you do not like your hair now, you're already going to be up against hormone issues. Like, as far as like when we get older, we lose some of those hormones that help us keep our nice hair and nails. And so when you are kind of trying to reevaluate, I find a lot of women kind of think that maybe their color is bad. So they kind of want to switch up and go to maybe a redhead, or they want to go, they think that maybe that's what the problem is, where it's not. It's just kind of our face looks a little different. It's not as taut as it used to be. And so I think that when you kind of go through a couple different colors, maybe it looks okay for a minute, and then you start realizing that it's not the color, it's the damage of the hair. And that's the big thing. It's that, you know, it's having that healthy hair, even though it's a different color, you know, it's gray. But I, for one, love having the, you know, I say this all the time, but when I'm looking out of my eyes, I don't see the color, but I do feel like I can feel the difference. That was like the biggest thing. Like when I was losing so much hair, I mean, I didn't have to look in the mirror. I could just go like this and could just tell that, you know, I wish I would have done a before and after of my, just the ponytail alone, because the ponytail was like non-existent. It was tiny. I could go around it like a million times on a thing, on one of these rubber bands. Let's see. And I love how the streaks look different when you do the, yeah. I mean, it would be so tiny. It was tiny. Like to the point where I was almost scared to wear it in a ponytail because there was nothing there. And I just felt like every time that I wore it in a ponytail, if there was any hair at all that got caught in the ponytail holder, I was so scared. But I mean, you know what, I do cook. I like to wear my hair up, so I was trying not to wear it up as much, which is good. I mean, or if you do relaxed type of, you know, hairstyles. But you know, there's just a lot of things that as you're kind of reevaluating your hair as you're getting older, I didn't really realize that I was wearing a hat like I was. And that was definitely right there. Between that and then organizing my schedule, which I know I don't have to tell anybody that. I mean, I think anybody that has been dyeing their hair for as long as I was, for over 20 years, I mean, you really do have to schedule out everything. And so it does become a pain because you're always kind of trying to mask like, oh, I'm gonna get one more weekend out of it, and then you know, you may not want to go do something because of that. And it's awesome, ladies. On the other side, it's amazing because you can wear whatever hats you want whenever you want. That's amazing. And you don't even think about it. It's pretty cool. So again, if you're on the fence, I'm just your daily reminder that being gray is okay, and that there is life after gray, and that it actually can kind of look okay. And I'm here to promote you going gray naturally earlier so that you can kind of age into your hair rather than the other way around, when you just wake up one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, and now I really feel old. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of touch base with everybody. I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend, and we'll be in touch. Thank you for being with me.